Hello, Marnie here, and today we are checking out Wuthering Waves Devs are cooking. Huge 1.1 updates plus free pools. And yeah, that's about it. Just gonna jump in, have a listen. Cause yeah, it seems like some stuff's happening early. I'm not really that familiar with it. I saw it pop up, but you know, he stays on top of things, so I thought it'd be a good option. And I gotta say that is quite the thumbnail face. I know I often hate like exaggerated faces. Somehow this feels so ridiculous that it's clearly on purpose that it's not bothering me. It's an interesting line. But yes, as you can see, I'm also quite clearly ready for 1.1. But yeah, should be good. Which I think now too, because I don't know if this is additional free pools. Because if so, I've already got like 36 ready for Yinlin, so yeah, should be good. Yeah. Hope you guys doing well. Link to this video in the description, his channel and all that good stuff. And yeah, let's have a listen. Hope you're doing well.
Wuthering Waves devs have listened again. This is honestly...
Is that the actual thumbnail face?
It's a huge news. I understand that I seem like I'm glazing the game 24/7 because I'm genuinely having fun, but there are some massive issues like the echo experience. There's multiple issues in the game like the cameras. I understand that there's problems in the game, and I haven't fully stepped up to critique the game yet.
I'm not really familiar with that. Like, I really like the ecosystem, but I'm sure it's a bit more specific than that.
But I am working on my review of the game, which will include the positives and the negatives. However, that being said, I complained about Genshin, and they never changed anything. They never fixed anything. It would go weeks and months and years, and the same problems persist, and some of the biggest complaints that I now have to delete out of my video because it doesn't make any sense, because they're already starting to address them.
It does seem like that has been like a really good thing. Like the Wuthering Waves devs do seem to be really on top of stuff. Like whether that's for the sake of a good first impression or however, like, you know, cynically or not, you want to kind of look at it or whatever. It's like either way, the end result is good. They've been very generous with compensation. And I'm pretty sure for every single time so far there's been compensation, I haven't even been aware of any issues. Like, I've just suddenly had compensation in my mailbox for stuff that I didn't know was a problem, so yeah, it's pretty great.
That is why I'm glazing Wuthering Waves. Even if this isn't the best game there will ever be, even if this isn't as popular as Genshin, at least they are trying.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are massive issues with performance, with the game, you know, not running on people's phones, with pop-in. I understand that there's problems.
It's interesting that I haven't experienced any of that so far. Obviously that means nothing, just I wonder how widespread a lot of this stuff is, because yeah, I haven't really had any issues at all. I think the biggest issues I've had is the occasional case of like disconnecting and then it reconnects almost immediately. And that has been infrequent enough that you know, it's nothing basically. Yeah. So maybe I've just been lucky, but I don't know how widespread a lot of it is.
But they're working on it. And I've seen a lot of progress from day one to now. And so I see all of this. I see the stuff that they're bringing. The fact that they're already anticipating the rewards aren't good enough. We're going to add some more. This is insane. This is really, really good. They have their finger on the pulse from what I can tell. And I just hope they keep cooking. I hope they keep cooking. Now, they're pushing up some of the schedules, so the banner for Yinlin is coming a little bit sooner. They're giving us a free 10 pull. There's a little bit of a breakdown here of all the stuff. They're increasing the drops of Tacit Fields in 1.1, which is coming relatively soon.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Reducing the shell cost of echo levels in 1.1. Introducing a wave plate storage system, aka if you can't log in for a few days, you will start to generate or accumulate extra wave plates that you can use later, much like the Honkai Star Rail system.
Okay, I'm not familiar with Honkai, but that sounds really nice. Because at least for me, I've been finding like on some days I can only really do the bare minimum. And on those days, it's usually later in the day when I actually get to stuff, and I've often already hit the 240. And it's not like a huge deal, but not having to worry about that and being able to like, yeah, let it go a bit further, that would be really nice.
They're doing this within the first month of the game. Awesome. I'm very happy with that. Should they have done it at launch? Probably, but they are going to be adding it. in the first patch or two. I don't know if it's going to be 1.1, maybe it's 1.2, maybe it's 1.3, but they're on it. Double Echo Yield event this patch. Double rewards 3 times a day. Okay, cool. Why not? Throw that in there for free. We'll take it. You still need to use solvent, but they're like, okay, well, we might have messed up. Here's 20 solvent. Here is 20 solvent.
Oh, like the 60 wave plate items. Damn, nice.
That is essentially 5 days worth of energy that they just gave us, which is 5 days of progress, which is 5 days sooner. Well, maybe not 5 days sooner, but sooner to get to level 40 or Union level 40, sooner to get our weapons, sooner to build some of these characters that we've wanted to build. Awesome. That's great. They're going to give out 5 weapon limited banner pulls.
Yeah, wait, so is that the ones we just recently got in the mail, or is that unrelated? Because they came with 10 of the gold ones as well, like the character ones. I'm guessing that's separate, which if so, hell yeah.
This isn't a crazy amount of pulls. It's just a 5 pull, and they're saying this is for the Verdant Summon translation. I wish it was a little bit more. I truly do wish it was a little bit more. But it is what it is.
I mean, if that is separate from the ones we just recently got, that's real nice, because I'm up to 65. Yeah, I'm up to 65 pulls on that, so, and I got 5 sitting there, so if there's another 5, I ain't got much work to do to get my sword for Gion, so hell yeah.
However, they're saying a new event is coming this patch with 800 Astrite, morphable elite class echoes. This is cracked. That is essentially a choosable echo. This is kind of like I don't know how many echoes you need to get the on element and on set. But this is a huge boost to any character, any class. If you want to build that Havoc character, you've got 2 Havoc pieces now for them on set. If you want to build Jian, if you want to build Yin Lin, very good reward. They're also adding some stuff. This is going to be on June 6th. They're going to be releasing Yin Lin's banner, as well as her story quest and all that stuff.
Oh, I'm seeing just down further, Radiant Tide 10, and then the Forging Tides 5. I wonder if that is what we already got then. Maybe it is. Well, either way, it was pretty nice.
They're pushing up the banner. I don't know why they're releasing it early. They're going to...
Yeah, I was wondering about that too, because it's not that early, right? Like, it's only... I'm assuming it was originally going to be as soon as Gian's ended. So it's only a few days difference, but I don't know.
Going to have Jian and her banner overlapping, which is fine. I mean, you do whatever you want. But it seems like they're actually pushing up content and releasing it sooner. Maybe they realized that, hey, we might not have enough content to keep people grinding and playing. So 1.0 will last until June 28th, after which there will be a little bit of downtime, and then 1.1 is going to drop. My guess is they're trying to push this out before people get playing ZZZ.
Oh, is that coming up soon? Oh, okay, yeah, something Zenless 0. I didn't know that was coming up so soon. Or maybe it's like the beta or something, because I did sign up for that. Yeah, I don't know if I'll play it or anything, but curious. But yeah, I need to get on the events. It's still a while before 1.1, but like, I've like done a lot of the limited stuff, but I haven't really got around to a lot of the events.
That's what I think. They are dropping this bad boy 1.1 as soon as they can. And you know what? Do your thing. Do your thing. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, the reasoning doesn't really matter. It's win-win.
And then they said, for any inconvenience caused by the version timing adjustments, here's also a 10 pull on the limited banner. I understand that pulls aren't everything.
That is really nice, though. Like, that's 1,600 Astrite. Like, yeah.
And compensation isn't everything. But my guys are giving out more rewards for a little bit of a change up in their scheduling than Genshin Impact gives after 4 years.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I'm not familiar at all with Genshin when it comes to that kind of stuff. But without even having experienced Genshin or anything in that regard, it still just feels generous. Like, because when I think of a 10 pull, I think of 1,600 Astrite. And I think of how many little things I need to do in the world to get 1,600 Astrite. Or how many days worth of dailies I need to get 1,600 Astrite. Or, you know.
You know what I'm saying? They're saying, We just want you to play our game. We just want you to do some polls, get the characters you want, enjoy. And I think that's cracked. I think that is so good. So there's little other tidbits in here. They talked about there's a new boss coming. They talked about the new banners that are going to be coming in 1.1, things like that. We've got a lot of options in the next little bit here. They talked about adding some extra limits on how many cooking items you can buy so you don't blow like 5 million credits on something. They're also giving us, I think it said somewhere in here, like 1 million credits, which is good. Yeah, it's awesome. In recent updates, we've disabled combat camera correction on PC by default. We've also optimized the default values and range of combat camera settings. This is stuff that they need to work on. They've got kind of like a Q&A here.
Oh, I had wondered about that. I didn't know if that was just my mouse recently, because I had noticed some odd, like, I don't know if that is actually related or not. Only more recently I noticed some issues with the camera, like kind of flicking almost, but yeah, maybe I'm related.
Here's the thing though. And I know it's not Genshin versus Wuthering Waves. It is though. It is. They're competing for the same market share. When Genshin Impact does a Q&A or like, hey, what's going on here? They're like, sometimes the animations are a little too flashy. Can you turn them down? Or, hey, can we get more dogs to pet in the game? Yes, we sure can, travelers. We're going to add more dogs to pet. In this, they're like, the combat camera sucks. What are you going to do about it? Like, I feel like a lot of the things, ghost touching issues on mobile where it feels like you're pressing the button and it's not working. Like, they're addressing actual mechanical issues with the game and how they're going to address them. Controller mode experiences, all these different things.
Yeah, people do really appreciate that stuff. Like, it doesn't sound that like flashy or like whatever. Like, it's mechanical shit matters because it impacts the feel. And for every single person who has like one of these specific issues who then reads about this and they're like, oh wow, that's already being addressed, like it gives a good impression for sure.
I just think it is so obvious that Kuro Games, that Wuthering Waves, wants to make a good product. And they haven't done perfectly.
And it's not even just a good product. I mean, obviously I would assume that, but they're making a really good first impression. Like, above all else, it seems like. Both for people like myself who hasn't played Genshin, and also for people who's played a lot of Genshin, which is a win-win for them, honestly.
And they probably could have launched better, and maybe they launched too early, but they are listening. They are working to optimize these things and do some quality of life stuff that, honestly, I'm not used to this. I am not used to the games responding this quickly. Now, Genshin is the outlier. I think that they are finger off the pulse. They have no idea what the community wants. Well, they know what the casual community wants, but they just like don't seem to respond well to feedback and they don't really care. And then HSR, I think HSR does a good job. I've already made videos about HSR and I think HSR is a good game. But I think that this is a very good sign for the future of Wuthering Waves. And if you want to play this game long term, it seems like they're going to keep working and cooking and building this game up and up and up. And I think that that's a good sign. I'm not saying you should spend all your money on this game or anything like that, because you never know. 1 or 2 patches later, maybe we have this massive downward spiral. We don't know.
Well, I mean, even then on like the money front, it's like, with all the compensation and stuff they're giving, you don't really have to. Like, I've gotten so much as a free player so far, it feels like. It's great.
But for every issue that has happened, they've addressed it. They haven't just like swept it under the rug, from what I can tell. I think that's a good thing. So, I don't have much more to say other than I think that the devs are listening. I think that they're chugging along, and as long as the game is fun, I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah. That's pretty much my attitude. I'm enjoying it. I'm sure I'll probably fade off a bit and just do daily stuff here and there, and it'll be all over the place for me, like, because I'm not primarily streaming it. I have streamed it some. I am going to stream it more, but I'm not making it like a prime stream game. But when I can stream some, do some quest stuff, event stuff, main story stuff, and a lot of days I'll probably just kind of do the bare minimum, burn my wave plates, do the dailies, but It feels good so far. I also like that with the daily stuff for me so far, it feels more rewarding than an obligation. Like, it feels like the time I'm putting in is very well worth it. The dailies are like ridiculously fast. You get a good chunk of Union XP, you get some Asterite. Using up your wave plates, like, if you're not being crazy efficient, you're just getting something kind of useful. Like, you can burn through them so fast, but like, I would say in a good way. I mean, you could say on the reverse, if you want to be doing a lot of stuff, that's not good or something, but like, it's more just the fact that like, even if you don't have a lot of time, you can do all the stuff you need in a day, and it doesn't feel like a burden. It feels rewarding. And yeah, they seem to be responsive. They're on top of stuff. Updates coming soon is generally not something anyone's going to be complaining about. And yeah, Yinlin soon, which I said, I think I have 36 pulls for her, like, day one. And since I got Jian, it's going to be 50-50 as I understand it. And yeah, I'm not far off my sword for him either, so that's all. Yeah. With some luck, I will have Yinlin. I don't think I'll be going for her weapon. That's probably a bit beyond me, honestly, unless we get some free pulls. But yeah. I don't know. Thank you guys for listening. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, be well. Link to this original video in the description. Let me know if you have any interest in any more of this kind of stuff. I don't really do a lot of reaction style stuff, but I know it's kind of interesting keeping up with some of the Wuthering Waves stuff and doing it like through someone else who's a bit more in tune with everything. Because obviously I can read over the same notes, but he's a lot more engaged with the finer details of the game and the meta stuff and builds and, you know, all that kind of stuff that I'm less in tune with in comparison. So I think it's good that way. But yeah, be well. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll talk to you guys on something else soon. Bye-bye.